When you think of the chemical industry, the first things that come to mind might be complex reactions, lab coats, and safety goggles. And yeah, safety first, gotta protect those peepers. But hey, beyond the beakers and Bunsen burners lies a world full of humor and quirky moments. You see, science is a process of discovery, and sometimes those discoveries come with a side of laughter. Let's explore some of the lighter, funnier sides of working in the modern-day chemical industry.
Every chemist, and I mean chemist, has experienced a lab mishap that, in hindsight, is hilarious. It's all about perspective, right? Whether it's the classic dropping of a test tube, whoops, or the unexpected reaction that leads to an impromptu shower of foam. Been there. These moments are the spice of lab life. One chemist recalls, "I once mixed 2 reagents and created a foam fountain that hit the ceiling. My lab partner and I just stood there, covered in bubbles, trying to figure out where we went wrong." Science can be messy, but it's always an adventure.
You gotta love chemistry. Where else can you find a molecule named arsole? It's an arsenic-containing ring, folks. And don't even get me started on moronic acid. Imagine the giggles in a lab meeting when someone seriously suggests we should really look into synthesizing more moronic acid. From long-winded IUPAC names that are impossible to pronounce to compounds with names that sound like they're from a sci-fi movie, there's plenty to chuckle about in the world of chemical nomenclature. Why do chemists like nitrates so much? Because they're cheaper than day rates. Get it? Okay, I know I'm a science guy, not a comedian. But you have to admit, that one's pretty good. And how about this? Did you hear oxygen went on a date with potassium? It went okay. The chemical industry is rich with puns and jokes that are a staple in labs worldwide. They're not just icebreakers, but also a reminder that chemists have a great sense of humor. After all, laughter is the best catalyst for collaboration.
The periodic table. It's not just a chart of elements, my friends, it's a canvas for creativity. From periodic table cupcakes to elements being humorously personified, the creativity knows no bounds. One popular parody includes reimagining elements as superheroes, with carbon as Captain Carbon with the power to bond with almost anything. It's a fun way to learn about the elements and their properties. Because who says learning can't be entertaining? Chemistry is a blast, and I mean that literally. Beyond the serious applications, chemical reactions can produce some visually stunning and sometimes comically surprising results. Take the classic elephant toothpaste experiment. The rapid decomposition of hydrogen peroxide creates a massive foamy eruption. It's a favorite in demonstrations, often leading to awestruck faces and lots of laughter. Just be sure to wear your safety goggles. Safety first, then fun.
Every chemist knows the frustration of missing lab equipment. Where did that beaker go? Did it walk off on its own? Sometimes the missing equipment turns up in the most unexpected places. One lab reported a case where the analytical balance was found in the break room, being used as a coffee scale. These mysteries often become the running jokes of the lab, with missing equipment bingo being a fun way to pass the time.
Sure, lab coats are the norm, but there's plenty of room for personal flair. Whether it's the addition of funky socks, colorful safety goggles, or custom lab coat embroidery, chemists know how to make a fashion statement. One notable trend is Lab Coat Friday, where chemists sport their most outlandish lab coats, from neon colors to ones adorned with periodic table prints. Because who says science can't be stylish?
Industry conferences are a mix of serious presentations and lighthearted networking. It's all about sharing ideas and having a little fun along the way. The after-hours social events often lead to the funniest stories, like the time a group of chemists reenacted famous experiments using only cocktail supplies, or the impromptu karaoke session, where the hits were chemistry-themed parodies. It's all in good fun.
Let's face it, sometimes experiments don't go as planned, but that's part of the scientific process. These oops moments can be equal parts educational and humorous. One researcher shared a story of accidentally creating a new shade of blue dye while trying to synthesize a compound for an entirely different purpose. The new dye was dubbed Oops Blue and became a lab legend.
Every lab has its own unique personality, and that includes quirky rituals. From Friday afternoon reaction of the week presentations to lab mascots, these traditions add a touch of fun to the daily grind. One lab had a rubber duck named Quacky that was ceremoniously placed on the bench of the week's most successful experimenter. These quirky traditions build camaraderie and add a touch of fun to the daily grind.
While the chemical industry is often viewed through the lens of serious research and innovation, it's clear that humor plays a vital role in the lives of those who work in it. From lab mishaps to quirky rituals, the lighter side of chemistry not only brings joy but also fosters a sense of community and creativity. So next time you think of a chemist, remember they're not just mixing chemicals. They're mixing in a lot of fun and laughter too. Keep on experimenting and never lose your sense of wonder.